Howdy there, everyone. Welcome to a game that I've been waiting to go on sale for quite a while, because I'm a bit of a cheap ass. Welcome to Cooking Simulator. So in today's video, I'll be showing you all my big brain when it comes to cooking. I know it may not seem like it, but your boy here can totally cook some bomb-ass shit. And I'm going to prove it to you, or my name wouldn't be for this video only, Chef Howdy. And I hope you'll enjoy your experience of seeing this master cook at work. And if you do, please rate me 5 stars. This is all I got. If I don't do well, they're gonna repossess it, man. Oh, that's right. This is a YouTube video. Okay, let's get into it. So this video is gonna be pretty simple. We have 5 recipes we're gonna be making in the sandbox mode, and these are classic and sometimes easy dishes, sometimes a little difficult, all in a totally random order. And we will obviously make them, but we're also going to add our own sort of flair on this shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to add our own howdy flair onto this shit. Otherwise, what's the fun in that? So let's go ahead and get straight into your fine dining experience. Ah, it's loud. Ah, okay. No, it's... Okay, we're good. Alright, so now that we are in the kitchen and in the game, and we are going to reveal this totally random dish that I definitely did not pick out of a pre-selected menu. So this is going to be the 5 stages of... We're gonna just censor that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and begin with our breakfast dish, which obviously to start your day we're gonna need a nice delicious breakfast dish, and that is going to be a hamburger. All right, you heard the bell. That means it's time to cook. I'm going to go ahead and get all of our ingredients ready. All of that and all of this ready. So that this counter turns from this into this. Now we need to go ahead and begin prepping our burger. Now, if we're going to make a breakfast burger, obviously eggs and bacon are going to be important. So we're going to go ahead and get started by getting our bacon and our eggs made. So first thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and get this pan. Don't know why this pan, but this pan will do lovely. Let's go ahead and set it down, and we need ourselves something to lube the pan up, if you know what I mean. So just grab yourself some olive oil. Do I recommend making any of these recipes? Yes, I do. Let's get just a good little bit of oil. A good bit. All right. Yeah. That should be enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our plate of eggs and bacon, and let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and start by cracking an egg. Oh, first we need to crack it. Go ahead and just turn this on. There we go. We got about 3 eggs here. There we go. Go ahead and get those nice and running. And we also need to get... Don't forget your salt and your pepper. It's very important, okay? Just a little bit of salt and just a little bit of pepper. There we go. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. And now while we're waiting on those, we need to go ahead and get ourselves a second pan. I don't know where the other one is at. I know there's 2 of them in here somewhere. This will do. We're going to go ahead and go set this over here on the back. And our eggs are done. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and get those real quick. Let's go ahead and get a separate plate for our eggs. I'm going to go ahead and set all these over here. Now, it's very, very important that you touch these with your bare hands to make sure that they're safe to eat. Because if they're not safe to eat, then that means that you can't serve them. Okay? And also make sure that you properly clean out your things at the end of your shift. Okay. I would. Alright, go ahead and just let all that kind of... I don't know how the hell we're supposed to pour this out, but... yeah, let's go ahead and let that run. It'll be fine. Go ahead and just pour this out into the drain. I'm sure nothing bad will come of it. We need this anyway, alright? Alright, next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and cook your bacon. Now, it's very important that you just cook these within the oil, like in the still... Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to focus. The sizzling is kind of getting to my head. It sounds so scrumptious. It might be a little hard to hear because the sizzling of wonderful flavors. Now, it's important for your bacon. If you really want to elevate the flavor, go ahead and get yourself some red wine. Now, you might be asking, why do you need the red wine? Trust me, you're going to need it later. You can go ahead and just set it over here for right now. And what all you need to grab is you'll just need to go ahead and grab yourself some of the... Here is the actual one we need. Go ahead and add just a tiny bit of it in here. Add a little bit of a wine texture to your bacon. All right, our bacon is almost done. Just a little bit longer. All right, now that your bacon is all done, let's go ahead and also set it on our plate. Now you can go ahead and just set these aside for a little while because we're not going to be needing these until we actually have our burger prepped. All right. So, if I could grab the rest of this bacon, that'd be nice. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and set this to the side right now. And now you can go ahead and begin prepping your burgers. Now we're going to be going with an American favorite, which is to do a double. Now I myself am a little bit... I would have personally preferred if we did a quadruple, but I'm apparently not allowed to do that because of health reasons. Stupid. So what you want to do is you want to just season it pretty well. I don't know if the one on the bottom here got enough, so let's make sure we get it a good healthy portion as well. Now let's go ahead and get some pepper as well. I assure you, it is perfectly fine to leave it on a unsanitary counter like this. Might be a little... I don't know if that's any... Alright, so now that you go ahead and have all these, let's go ahead and get this plate set up because this is where we're going to be... Oh my god, so much... Oh, wasted water. I'm very sorry. So now we're going to go ahead and need some more of our oil, but instead of using typical oil, we're going to be using ourselves barbecue sauce. It might be a little weird, but it'll elevate the flavor, okay? Roll with it, okay? Just roll with it. Next, you also want to add some bit of olive oil, just a little bit, not a lot. You just need like, whatever that is. If it's not, I don't know what that is. ML? What does that stand for? Major legs? Next up, you'll also want to go ahead and get some cheese. And for me personally, you can do cheddar, but I'm more of a goat cheese type of dude. So you can go ahead and set this over here for now. Now let's go ahead and get our burgers a-cooking. Let's go ahead and set those in there. Set them in our mixture in order to get them nice and sizzling. Yep. All right, perfect. They're going. And while that's going, let's go ahead and get our cheese ready. So go ahead and grab yourself a very sharp knife and be very, very careful. Okay? Please be careful when you're cutting with this. And you want to make sure you keep this little end here because the rest of it we're going to be used to make something else later. But for right now, you need this. So you can go ahead and just set this on your plate of already made things. And you can go ahead and start getting ready to make your buns. Now, we already have some buns. We have about 3 right here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and bake them in this little thing over here. So all you want to do is you just want to go ahead and grab them and throw them on there because who cares? They'll cook fine, I'm sure. All right, so go ahead and just throw this in here. Perfect. And we're going to go and let that cook for just a couple minutes. And while that's going on, you'll kind of realize there's a mess. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. And let's go ahead and take some of this mixture from earlier. Let's make each bite a different flavor, a different texture, a different beautiful thing, you know? Now just go ahead and add a little bit more of that. And let's go ahead and separate these two and just kind of, yeah, perfect. Oh, we need to flip this. Not to worry. We can go ahead and do that. And not what I meant. We might need to well, if you're like me and you just pick up hot meat with your bare hands, you also need to remember that sometimes it's important to flip your meat too. All right. So, while this is waiting, how is our buns looking? Oh, they are a little toasty for wear, but they will do us well. So go ahead and just set up a bottom bun and add a piece of bacon on it. Just, you know, just to get the flavor started. Wish this didn't. Okay, it looks like our burgers are almost done. Almost. Just a little bit longer on those. All right, let's go ahead and grab these. You can just go ahead and set them on this plate over here for right now because they're not going to be needed for the next little while. All right, so the next part, you need to add some vegetables. Now, what you were going to start with is a lemon. It may not be a vegetable, but it'll do you well, okay? And you want to go ahead and get rid of this goat cheese because it's not going to really do you any well right now. Unless you're really feeling adventurous, then I would recommend combining it with some ketchup and some scallops. And what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and roughly chop it. You don't have to be gentle about it. You just need a little bit. Okay? And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and, if you have a food processor available, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and grab that lemon. And what you're going to add in here might seem a little bit different from what you consider a traditional sauce, but it's very important to the creation of this. So what you're going to add is a lemon, a hint of goat cheese. I know I said you didn't really need it, but we're going to add it in for some flavor. Next, you're going to need a whole loaf of bread. This one, you're going to need that variety. The not white breads. So, I don't know what it is. Whole wheat? What the hell is that? Next, you're going to need about that much milk. That should be good. Just put that back in here. Can I just set it back in here? No. All right. Yes. And you're also going to need some beer as well. Just add a good bit as well. Don't forget. You need a lot for this recipe, okay? All right. And finally, we're going to need ourselves a little bit more. Just a little bit. Go ahead, just open this up. Pour the whole bottle in here as well. It's very, very, very important, okay? Yeet. All right. Now, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is also while you're at it, add in a small bit of cilantro to add a little bit of flavor, to elevate it, you know? And let that blend. All right, so now that you have your sauce, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and pour it into this pot here. Now, I'm not going to be... There we go. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, for this next part, it's very, very important, so stick along with me, okay, everyone? You're going to want to go ahead and grab your tomato. Wait, this isn't a tomato. What the hell? God damn it. Ah, there it is. God, this tomatoes be looking weird, though. Now you're going to go ahead and just want to cook that for a little bit. Make sure that all the flavors are getting well together. And you know what? You might as well grab an extra one just in case. Though I've never heard of a Pele tomato. Maybe it's new. All right. So next you need your onion. Now your onion, might have made a little mistake here. See, your onion you were supposed to put into the mixture, but we'll make it work, okay? So what you're gonna go ahead and do is you're gonna grab this little bit of your onion and just set it on your burger, like that. Now, we're not going for a traditional burger, so sorry to bust your bubbles if it's not exactly what you're thinking. So, well, I still hope you'll enjoy it, because it's one of my finest dishes in my entire restaurant. Where is my restaurant, you might ask? I have no idea. They repossessed it years ago, but they still let me stay here, which is kind of cool. Alright, our appelés are almost done. Alright, first, not you. First, your bottom bun. Next, your whole thing of goat cheese. I wish we could just... There we go. Oh, these are way past due. Alright. Next up, you're going to go ahead and grab your nice appelés and go ahead and let those... We're going to go ahead and cut those a little bit. Go ahead and just get a couple slices. You don't need a lot. You just need a good couple slices and all that. All right. And you're going to want to go ahead and get the bigger pieces, and you want to go ahead and just add them onto the dish. Be experimental with it, okay? And by the way, this is going to be for the end, but if you really want to, you can add some of your mixture here, and you can go ahead and make it a little bit of your own, you know? And don't forget to add some more salt and some more pepper, because it is very important that you keep these properly seasoned. All right, next up, we're gonna need our egg for our breakfast. This is a breakfast sandwich over a breakfast hamburger after all, so it's very important that we have some eggs and some bacon. And really doesn't matter where you place them, so yeah, just perfect. We can go ahead and just set this up here. All right, next up, our burger. We can go ahead and just set this down, and we can go ahead and just set that. Oh, not like that. Now while we are finishing up our meal, it might feel like it's missing a couple things. Like there's a missing hole, and I have the perfect answer for you. All right, a whole trout. Now this one is a little bit optional. It's a little bit on the fly here because I didn't expect the portions to be so small. So what you wanted to go ahead and do is grab your trout and throw it in here. Let that do its wonderful mixture. And in the meanwhile, go ahead and add a little bit more barbecue sauce to add that flavor. Can't have enough of it. There you go. All right. Just a tiny, yeah, that should be fine. Olive oil is optional, but if you really want to, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. All right, next up, we need a little bit more onions. So go ahead and just throw those. Oh, missed the plate. Go ahead and just... All right, listen here, you little shit. You don't just fucking drop on the plate. There you go. See? That wasn't that hard, now was it? So, go ahead and just drop these as well. All right. Now, I know it might kind of look like a little bit of a dumpster pile of just random foods that we're going to throw out later. I assure you, this is a classic recipe, okay? It was made by my great Howdy, okay? I know what the hell I'm doing, okay? All right, now that that's seared for a good while, let's go ahead and throw that on the grill. Give it a little bit of time to cook, just a little bit. And in the meanwhile, now that we've finished up the main course, you can go ahead and ladle in some of your delicacy, if you would prefer. It's completely up to you, but if you really are feeling adventurous, I'd recommend pouring in a good bit just on the plate. Good little bit. Yep, that should be good. All right. And have a little bit for your table. Okay. And there we go. All right. Perfect. So let's go ahead and move this over to the counter. We're not ready just yet, but Oh, we can't set it there yet. Okay, never mind. Ah, we almost forgot the cheddar. You can go ahead and just throw it on there. You can just... It's not optional, but if you want to, you can just kind of throw it on there, you know? It doesn't really matter. And our trout. What a way. You can just go ahead and add onto the side. See, that's what that space is for right there. There we go. A wonderful thing. Top it off with some wonderful, wonderful ketchup. And there you have it. Pear's wonderful breakfast brunch. Or breakfast extravaganza. Or in this case, wonderful. Just take it in. Just take it in. Look at this. Look how wonderful this is. Do you not see this? Look at all of this fine delicacies. So please, enjoy your breakfast. And now we move on to the next portion of our meal. After we deliver our delicious hamburger, how do they like it? What do you mean they only gave us 0.5? Those sons of bitches. All right. All right. Moving on. Number 2, our snack. Now, you just had a delicious breakfast, so I would say it'd be a good idea to wash it down with a light snack, maybe towards the end of the day, but we're going to go ahead and make ourselves... Let's make ourselves a pork chop with baked potatoes. I was hoping I could maybe make a pear souffle, but apparently that's not real or some shit. Liars. Never had it. So, let's go ahead and get our pretty limited flavors. Not a lot. That's not enough. We need to make this elevated. Okay? So we're going to turn this counter from this into this. As you can tell, we have some extra ingredients from what was not on our original menu. Now, I'm going to explain it in time, but you're going to have to work with me, okay? So, the first thing we're going to need to do is get our potatoes made. So, obviously, we're going to start by getting some deep frying oil filled and all that stuff, because we're going to need that in a moment, trust me. And that red wine. Save that for later. But right now, what we're going to need to do is go ahead and grab these potatoes from this very strange setup. That doesn't mean anything, right? Yeah, we'll say that. All right, first up, we're going to go ahead and start by giving our potatoes a bath. What of exactly? Well, I'll explain to you. So what you're going to want to go ahead and do is start by adding in your potatoes into a big old pot. All right, now what you're going to need to do is go ahead and add some butter. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You might need 2 of these. So my best recommendation is to go ahead and grab just a little bit more. You know, just a tiny bit more. There we go. Go ahead and just get a little bit more of this. All right, just a little bit more. Just a tiny bit more. Just enough to where they're covered up. So you're gonna need 3 of them. I did not realize we're gonna need that much butter, but if it's in this pursuit of a wonderful meal for all of you, then I think it's worth it. I'm not sure why that last guy who said he wanted to sit here said he rated me a 0.5. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just cook that for a little while, and in the meanwhile, you're going to want to go ahead and just pour this into the sink. It ain't doing you any favors, because you're going to need this for later, obviously. Do you hear that? Now you let those sit for a minute, and then what you're going to want to go ahead and do is you want to come ahead and go over here to your deep fryer, turn it on beforehand, and just go ahead and throw your potatoes in. I know it's supposed to be baked potatoes, but I think this is what'll make our potatoes elevate into wonderfulness. Now, once your potatoes are done, your potatoes should be done pretty soon, so be ready for it. And whenever they're done, go ahead and take them out and put them back into your butter. Now, they're going to sit there for probably about the rest of rest of this. So you can go ahead and just set it to the side. No big deal. Or if you really want to, I'd recommend putting it in the freezer for about 2 months or until the next full moon. But that's just me. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and make our pork chops. Now, our pork chop is gonna begin pretty simply with a bay leaf. And what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and get started setting up in our pot to go ahead and get it ready. Our pan, sorry. So you can go ahead and just place this in here. Get a little bit of sunflower oil, just a little bit. You don't need a lot, you know, in moderation and all that stuff. You just need to make sure that it's in a healthy amount. You can go ahead and pour just a tiny bit of thyme. We have all the thyme on our side after all. A little bit of salt, and of course, a little bit of pepper. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and add the bay leaf in, because that's very important. And you want to go ahead and grab this beer here. And you want to go ahead and pour just a tiny bit of it in here. It's very important. You just pour it. You may make a mess, but that's okay. Not a problem. Now, next up, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is put it over here. You're going to go ahead and let it char for a little bit on there in our delicious mixture. And cook it just a little bit, just enough to where it's kind of starting to change colors. And in the meanwhile, you're going to go ahead and start on your pumpkins. Now, you might be asking, what would be pumpkins doing in a pork chop meal? Honestly, it adds flavor. So what you're going to go ahead and do is just cut up a little bit of pumpkin, you know, you're going to go ahead and cut it up into good sized pieces and making sure that you can put it in where we need it next, because we are going to be needing it in our food processor. Now that that's already, we can go ahead and throw that on the grill for the majority of the rest of its cooking time. So let's go ahead and grab our food processor. Now, be aware, you will also need a couple of other things as well. Now, that clarified butter from earlier, you will need that as well. So make sure you did not throw that out. You're going to need a little bit of it, but not a lot. You're going to need just enough to where your potatoes are still mostly covered, but it's okay if it's not fully. So then what you're going to want to go ahead and do is check on that pork chop, make sure it's all cooking nice and lovely. Good. And you're going to want to go ahead and get more thyme. You want the dried stuff. You don't want the real stuff. Like, you can go ahead and just grab about 10 of that. And if you still have it handy, it's also a good option to go ahead and grab some ketchup. I have been told by my doctor that my taste buds might have died a few years ago, but I'm not listening to them. A cucumber. You won't be needing that. You'll need a jalapeno. Yep, a nice delicious jalapeno, a chili pepper, you know. And let's go ahead and get this thing mixed up, because you're gonna need to hurry because you're on a bit of a time limit here before your thing is fully done. All right, now that that's all done, let that go for a little bit longer, and then you're gonna need your big old ladle, your 150 mega legs thing or whatever, I'm not sure, and you want to go ahead and just pour it all over your pork chop. Now what that's gonna do, it's gonna elevate its flavor to a wonderful proportion, and if you're really feeling up to it, you can go ahead and add yourself some milk as well. It'll truly add in some extra goodness to it. Wonderful. All right. And if you still have a little bit of milk left over, not to worry. You can just go ahead and you can sniff it, and you can just. Milk is a very good way to clean your floors. So just go ahead and throw that over there, and wait until your delicious food is done and ready. Any day now. All right, wonderful. Glad to hear that. And we're gonna need a little bit of our goat cheese, and you're just gonna go ahead and just kind of tempt it in our mixture here, and it'll make just a little bit, just not long, but enough. So let's go ahead and set up your meal. So what you're going to go ahead and start with is your plate, and you're going to need your slice of goat cheese. Now you can go ahead and have multiple slices, but for me personally, I'm going to stick with one, and you're going to go ahead and grab your potatoes. Grab those, set those over there. I can smell the butter from here. What a great day to be an American. Or just a little bit of your butter mixture in there. You know, you gotta have enough in there to where you can taste the butter. Wonderful shit. Alright. Go ahead and grab your spatula if you can find where the hell you put it. And you're gonna go ahead and want to place your thing and put it in here. Alright. Now that that's back online, hopefully that'll finish cooking soon because I'm kind of a bit of a time limit. Apparently it's wrong to make people wait half an hour to wait on food or some shit, but I don't believe them, but yeah. And if you're really filling up for it, you can go ahead and add your timer, but Chef's recommendation says not to, so alright. Now, this is a completely optional thing. Obviously, a lot of these are optional things, but if you really want to elevate your flavor, add yourself a bit of parsnip right here. Now, you might be wondering why. Well, it's very simple. If you let it deep fry for a little while, it'll bring out all that delicious flavors in the other places. And this is for me. Okay. All right, we're good. All right, let's go ahead and get our pork chop. Oh, is it done? Looks like it's done. Okay. All right, let's get this. Yep. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, and grab that with our bare hands. And let's finish up our meal. And let's go ahead and just... There we go. I think we can display this a little bit better. You know, just a tiny bit. Kind of add a little bit more detail to it. Yep, wonderful. All right. And the last but not least... Take the rest of your butter. Don't waste it. Just pour that shit on here, man. Come on. Don't be afraid. All right. Look at that. Quite a sight to behold, I'd say. You may not see it too well, but from any angle, it just makes you... Now that you've had your snack, I must inform you, it is time for lunch. And what better lunch than a soup? I think that sounds lovely. What do you mean they rated it 0 stars? Bullshit! God, they don't know what flavor is! So next up, we're gonna go ahead and start with some lovely, wonderful. Where? I'm a bit stuck. So we're gonna go ahead and make a duck consomme, whatever that is. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and turn this into this. Now we're gonna be making ourselves this, but with our own twist on it, obviously. So, where do we begin? Well, obviously, you start by taking some of your mixture from the last thing, pouring that out, but still knowing that the flavor is still in there. And you want to go ahead and add 1,000 milliliters of water, or apparently that's what it's called or whatever. I literally just figured that out while I was getting everything set up. Apparently that's what it's called or whatever. God, people never tell me shit. Alright, so you want to go ahead and add your duck, but I don't think that's enough. You need a little more. You know what? Add some chicken in there as well. You need a little bit more than this. This is unhealthy. You can't just have this. And you can't just have it without salt or pepper. You need a lot. Alright, perfect. And to add the flavor, of course, ketchup. It solves all of our problems. So go ahead and take it over here to the food processor where we can go ahead and let this lovely mixture go ahead and, well, mix. Wonder why, that didn't mix. One more try. There we go. All right. Now that that's ready, we need to go ahead and add to a pot. Hey, look at that. We got a pot right here. I guess we need to go ahead and add our mix. Just fill that to the brim. Go ahead and add some peppers. Well, we got enough in there already, but we'll add a little bit more just in case. There we go. Just a little bit in there. Then you're going to need some salt as well, of course, duh. A little bit in there as well, just enough. And then you want to go ahead and add a carrot. Hey, look at that. There's a carrot right here. Some onion. We'll replace it with goat cheese. I assure you, it's the same flavor. And that should be enough. We're going to go ahead and boil this for a little bit. And in the meantime, we want to go ahead and clean up a little bit because I believe our place is a little dirty. But that's hard work, so no thanks. I'll just do what I do best. What do you mean? What? Jerry? I don't know who Jerry is, but I find out that he's the one who drunk all my beer, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and look at this pot. It's cooking very well. And if you really want to, you could add just a tiny dropping of your stuff from the last thing. What's in it? I don't know. I forgot already. And for the rest of it, you can just pour it to your garbage can. Wonderful. All right. I think our sauce is getting near done. Looks like our goat cheese is not doing too hot, but we're gonna keep it in there anyway because it just adds flavor. So much flavor. All right. Okay. I think that is enough time for our stuff to be ready. So what we're gonna need is we're gonna need into a deep plate. So let's go and grab one of those babies. All right, go ahead and grab that. And we're gonna go ahead and just pour the entire thing. Not too much, not too much. Just enough. Let's go ahead and add some parsley in there. Just a little bit, just enough. And then we're gonna top it off with the only thing that I think that goes well with ducks, whatever that is. I don't know at this point. Barbecue sauce. It goes well with everything, damn it. Barbecue sauce. I'm out of barbecue sauce. What the hell do you mean I'm out of barbecue sauce? Fucking hell. Fine. Guess I'll serve it normally. Damn it. It looks nice. Okay, it looks fine. But it'd look nicer if it had some barbecue sauce. 5 out of 10. Alright, so now that you've gone ahead and you've had your lunch, it's time for a second snack. What do you mean they only rated us 0.75 of a star? Fuck! Damn, this restaurant is not working out too well. Alright, so this one is going to be about creative liberties. So let's make something Halloween themed. Let's make ourselves a lovely chicken pumpkin stew. So we need to go ahead and get all of our wonderful ingredients. Pretty simple, so we can go ahead and just grab all this now. We don't even need to set it up. It's just a pumpkin, a chicken leg, and some sunflower oil. But obviously, that just can't be it. We need more. We need more stuff. Obviously, what we're going to start with is pouring all that out and getting these ready. Okay. So, to start with, let's go ahead and start with setting it up. So we're going to need a paella pan. I believe that's what it's called. We're going to need a good bit of sunflower oil, but I don't think sunflower oil is going to be enough. I don't think it's the right thing for this. I think we need some clarified butter, obviously. Get a little bit in there, just enough. Wonderful. Go ahead and put that over there. Oh. Hopefully that can be fixed. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and add our chicken leg. We're going to need to fry that for a little bit. Turn that on. While we're waiting, we can go ahead and cut our pumpkin a little bit. Let's just cut it. Cut. 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 And cut. Wonderful. That'll hold. And let's go ahead and go over here to our paella pan. And now that that's had a little bit of time, let's go ahead and add in our pumpkin. Yep. All right. Now that that's all set up, let's go ahead and add a little bit of flavoring to it. And obviously nothing adds flavor to pumpkin and chicken like fucking clarified butter. Damn, it's so loud. All right, I'm gonna have to put in my earplugs for this. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, that's better. I can hear. And now all we need to do is take our wonderful dish. I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and just add it into here. Because, well, and that'll do. Now that you've had yourself a wonderful, now you just need to top it off with some basics. Obviously, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're obviously going to need to add a final touch, which is clarified butter. Add a little bit of that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Wonderful. Set that over there. And let's go ahead and serve this baby. Look at that. That chicken looks like it'll knock people out. 10 out of 10. All right. So, we are at our final meal of the evening. We have been 1.5? Fucking bullshit. Okay. Now we are on to the final meal, which will be a Christmas meal to end this lovely holiday. We're going to be making ourselves a roasted Christmas ham. Because nothing ends this, and the only way this makes sense is to tell you that we've traveled in the future. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and get all this, and I will turn this very not-so-sanitary place into this to prepare our final meal for the day. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have ourselves our wonderful ham right here. This ham we're going to go ahead and season with some garlic. I'm going to have to tear down my pile, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and sprinkle some of this on. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is cloves. Nope, not on there, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and start with some garlic. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the allspice. It's like Allstate, but except if it was a spice. Next up, we have ourselves some bay leaf. I do not have... Oh, here it is. It's right here, dum-dum. You forgot it. Come on. And finally, some just some black pepper. Okay. Next up, right before you go ahead and take it away, obviously you're gonna need to add some clarified butter. It's very important. You'll understand when you're older. Just work with me here. Understand. It needs to be completely coated. Don't ask about my ways. Just know. Next up, we also have some honey as well. We're gonna need a little bit of that as well. Not as much as we need enough to where it doesn't really interfere with anything else. And then some. Is this? Oh. Well, it'll do. Let's get a little bit of this as well. Get a good chunk of that. That should be good. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and transfer onto a baking tray. Oh, hey, look, there's one right here. Go ahead and get that. And let's go ahead and put this on here. This needs to go in for about 100 seconds. Turn that on, and let's let that cook. Now, while we're waiting, we need to go ahead and get a slice of orange. Okay. Bam, slice of orange. All right. And, well, we need to season it a little bit, so let's go ahead and get ourselves, maybe just a hint of pepper, just a little bit. And obviously a little bit of honey to kind of elevate its flavor. And then finally, some clarified butter. Perfect. Okay. And then we also have some rosemary as well. Now, while we're waiting, how long do we got left on that? Just a couple seconds. Now let's go ahead and get ourselves a plate. Just go ahead and get ourselves a final large plate. Let's go ahead and start with some basics on what we need. So first things first, we're going to need ourselves some barbecue sauce because we have been kind of neglecting it. It's very important, so let's go ahead and add it onto our thing, and let's also add it onto our plate. Now, it's very, very important that you use a little bit of moderation here because, well, otherwise that happens, and you don't have enough barbecue sauce, so you have to go and order some new ones, which can take weeks because apparently it's too expensive to run down to the store and get some good barbecue sauce. Gosh. Pour that shit on there. Perfect. Okay, so our ham is done. It's wonderful. I can smell the butter. Next, all we need to do is go ahead and grab ourselves our wonderful, wonderful slices of orange. Go ahead and set one on top. You can go ahead and set one over here. Now, if you also would really like to make this a little better, I would also recommend adding probably another bottle or two of clarified butter. But it's completely up to you about what you want to do. And finally, to top it off, we're going to go ahead and add ourselves just the tiniest bit of cutting board. Obviously not. That is what we call a joke. It is a bit of rosemary. That is it. That is all this. Okay, maybe just a little bit more clarified butter. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get this wonderful masterpiece set up. Look at all those flavors mixing in. 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. All right. Now that you've had your final meal, I would like to say, wait, we got a 2.5? That's the best we've had. Woo! All right. That is going to be the end of our program tonight. I do hope that you've learned some things, and yeah. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope that I've taught you some things about cooking. But until then, this has been Chef Howdy saying...
Ring,
hold on,
ring,
I have a call.
Ring.
Hello? I'm bankrupt? Okay. I do hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, consider liking and doing whatever you feel is fair. I- I'm 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 gonna go lay down. Later.